Hello Sag, welcome to your November reading. This is for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus. Please make sure you check all your placements to get a clear picture of what's going on for you this month. Now, as always, this is a general reading. It may or may not resonate for all of you. Please take only what resonates and leave the rest behind. To start with, I will be pulling out an archetype, followed by a couple of oracle cards before we move on to your tarot. And your tarot spread is going to give us a sneak peek at your general energy, your love and your career. We'll try and cover as much as we can. The Poet, beautiful. Okay, let's get you a wisdom of the oracle. I tried to be all spooky for Samhain and for Scorpio season, but I painted this with 3 dogs around. That was not a very good idea. The Observer. Who else got this? I can't remember. Someone before you got this as well. Let's look at what Moonology has for you. What do you need to release? It's a great time to do any kind of releasing at this time because Scorpio season can be very, very potent and very transformative. All right, let's talk about these before we pull your tarot. So for your Poet archetype, this talks about not only being creative, but it talks about seeking the truth and sharing that wisdom with everybody around you. Okay, it talks about feeling immensely and not being afraid of exploring the darkest corners of your reality as well as the reality of the world as a whole. This archetype talks about that capacity that we all have within us, that creativity, that capacity to be creative. And it's a great time for you to reflect on that deep honesty, on that big picture within the little one, This also talks about going back in time, and maybe there was a poem or a poet who you used to love when you were younger. Maybe this is a nod to you revisiting that poem, revisiting that piece of writing that could probably inspire you now. You have to understand that a poet's words are timeless, okay? That wisdom is timeless. So even if you are judged right now for being this creative person, for seeking out that deep honesty, don't let that hold you back, okay? I'm getting like very, because Scorpio season, Scorpio as an energy is very investigative, okay? It digs deep, it dives deep to get clarity, to get answers. So I feel like now is a great time for you to do that. Instead of living life on the mundane level, on the day-to-day level, I feel like now you should maybe start asking the more important questions. What is your life purpose? What are the relationships that are important to you? Why are they important to you? Should they be important to you? Okay, you ask about the world, what is going on. You think about politics, you think about economics, you think about, social adversities. Start asking those deeper questions and stop floating through life. I think that is what this archetype is asking you to do. And with the Observer card, it's quite similar. It's giving me that energy of, I remember the sign before you who got this, I was getting a very different energy from this card. I told them to look at the bigger picture. I feel like it's the opposite for you. I think you need to start looking at the details, okay? Because the fox does have a telescope, even though he's looking at the moon. The telescope is showing him all the craters, all the details that the moon has on its surface. So now is a great time for you to do that deep digging and find your life's purpose, okay? I think that is how you can make use of Scorpio season the best. And whatever transformation does come about during this month, it will be for your highest good, okay? Novembers usually are quite painful, all right? Because you dive deep, you see all that shadow, you see all that gunk and that muck that needs to be cleaned out. It's like when you haven't cleaned a cupboard in like 3 years, right? You will see a lot of junk in there, right? Which is going to be impossible to sift through. But the longer you delay that inner work, the harder it's going to be. And what do you need to release? You see how the moons are kind of mirroring each other? There's a moon in here, there's a moon in here. I feel like the new moon on the 4th of November will be quite important for you, because the new moon always talks about new beginnings, and you don't want to begin something with past baggage. Okay, so even though it says waning moon here, I'm getting very new moon like energy. What do you need to release? What do you need to get rid of? What do you need to throw away? What is there a relationship? Is there actual material things that you need to just give off to charity? Is anything cluttering your space? Is anything cluttering your mind? Those are the questions you need to ask yourself, Sag. All right, let's see how this ties in. Let's get your tarot out. I'm going to look at your general energy first. Okay, we have the Devil. Wow, this guy's been popping up a lot today. And the Universe. Who else got this? I think Scorpio got this right before you. Same position. Okay, give me a minute. I'm going to get 3 cards out for your career now. I will only clarify if I need to. These cards are very, very deep and detailed. Lovely. 9 of Pentacles. The Lovers. And the Chariot. All right. That's quite beautiful. Let's get love cards now. Princess of Swords, which is the Page of Swords. We have the 6 of Swords, and we have the High Priestess. Interesting. We have Cancer, Gemini, Capricorn, Pisces. So you could have those heavily in your chart, or you could be dealing with someone who shares that sign. Okay, Sag, with your general energy, we have the 2 of Wands. The 2 of Wands is, it's like marking your place on the map. Not literally. I mean, it's more about marking the starting point. Okay, it's like, you know, there is a journey that you need to take, and you have just gathered all the resources that you need to make that journey a success. You haven't ventured forward just yet, but you're ready to. That candle is acting very, very strange. That flame is way too bright. Anyway, let's clarify the 2 of Wands. We have the 8 of Pentacles. Yeah, there's a lot of hard work that is involved at the moment. The Universe, which is the World card, it talks about the completion of something. I want to see what this is. The 4 of Swords. A little bit of healing. Let's get one more. I want to see what this chapter is that you're trying to close, or are being guided to close. 9 of Wands. Okay, let's clarify the Devil. The Star. I want one more for this. The Empress. All right. There was something toxic in your environment, Sag. Something that you felt was controlling you, something that was not for your highest good, something that kind of you felt like you were being puppeted, and you felt like you couldn't get out of it. It was a loop, and you just kept going round and round in circles. But the good thing is that once you stand your ground, and once you realize that you need to heal and you need some time to yourself, is when this chapter can successfully end. That is, I think, the lesson that the Universe is trying to teach you. With the Empress and the Star card, there is so much healing here, because the 4 of Swords, in my opinion, is kind of like the minor arcana of the Star. There is going to be hard work involved. There is going to be, it's like I said, the marking of a journey. I think for you, this is a journey to healing. It's a journey to growth. But whatever this toxic attachment was, whether it was an addiction, it was a career that was not suiting you, it was a relationship that was draining, I feel like now is the time to put an end to it and start working on yourself and your future. Okay? And what do you need to release? It's right under the Devil. There is a very, very negative attachment in your life, and it needs to go. Okay? Now for your career, we have the Nine of Pentacles, the Chariot, and the Lovers. This is beautiful energy. The Nine of Pentacles talks about that financial independence. It talks about being independent and abundant at the same time, and being very happy in your space, being very happy and content within your own life. We have the Chariot, which talks about balancing the light and the dark, the good and the bad, and rushing forward towards success. For me, the Chariot always mirrors the Justice card, okay? Because we have two Sphinxes here, right? I'll show you the card. And in my opinion, they represent light and dark, good and bad. So I feel like the Emperor who rides the Chariot traditionally is trying to control both the Sphinxes so that they go in one direction instead of going in two directions. So maybe, and we also have the Lovers, and the Lovers traditionally, originally in the tarot was called the Choice. So I feel like there is a choice to be made here, maybe between two career paths or two job opportunities or two projects that you can invest your time and money in. And I will see which one would look more prudent, which one is more successful for you. I feel like whatever you do choose, it's going to bring up a lot of security for you here. Let's clarify the Chariot, the Ten of Cups. It has to be most definitely something that you love doing. I feel like this is not about just paying the bills here. The Nine of Swords, yeah. Yeah, you're up in your head about it. Let's get a crossing card. All right, I feel like you need to, okay, what I'm seeing is there are two options, okay? That candle is freaking me out. Anyway, there are two options. There's one option that will require a lot of hard work, not in the good way. In a way that is going to stress you out, is going to give you anxiety, it's going to give you sleepless nights, and it's probably going to pay the bills, but to what cost, right? There is another opportunity that can bring you emotional happiness as well. It's something that you love doing. I still want another one on top of the Ten of Cups just to see the Sun. Yeah, it just talks about something that you love doing. It might not be conventional, it might not be traditional, Sag. It might not be like a corporate job or a 9-to-5 job that everyone, kind of, not everyone does, but it's considered proper. I feel like you need to follow your heart here, okay? Forget what anyone else says. If it makes you happy, it means it's going to keep you consistent, and that is most important. Because what people do is they get into career lines that they think are what's acceptable, and eventually they get sick of it, right? They get drained out, they get burnt out, they can't sleep, and then they quit. But if you are doing something you love, you will be consistent at it. You will put your heart and soul into it, and that will guarantee success, even if it is not traditional. Okay, so I think that is something that you need to do at this time. Now let's clarify love for you. I want to clarify the High Priestess, the Two of Wands again. Yeah, this is talking about, I think your general energy is kind of connected to this. The Knight of Swords. Let's clarify the Page of Swords, the Page of Cups, and the Seven of Pentacles. Clarify the Six of Swords, the Devil. Yeah, I thought so. I don't need any more clarification. Sag, I feel like something is hidden, something is unknown, and there is a fear surrounding your relationship. And with the Two of Wands, I feel like you want to take action, but you're unsure how to. And I feel like now, even if you do want to take action right now, it would not be wise. I wouldn't recommend it, because the Knight of Swords showing up, the Knight of Swords is someone who's very reckless. Okay, hang on, I need to fix that candle. 1 minute. All right, that's better. That was freaking me out. Okay, so what I was saying was, there is a certain fear, something unknown here, and you're ready to take action, but I wouldn't recommend that you do, because the Knight of Swords is someone who's very reckless. It's someone who rushes in without a second thought and ends up sometimes making mistakes with their words. Okay, and I also feel it could be that whatever you have to say right now would not be very well received. Because with the Page of Swords, we have the Page of Cups, and that is a kind of an immature energy. I'm not calling you immature, Sag. I'm saying the energy right now is not, it's quite diluted. It's not something that is very strong. And the reason for that is because it's really not the best for you at this time, because we have the devil. Even though, we have the Six of Swords, you may feel like it will help you move on to calmer waters. But to be honest, there may even be travel involved within this. But I feel like this is what you need to release, because the devil showing up twice. Well, maybe I'll just get another one. Let's see. I feel like you think constantly about how much time has been invested here, the Four of Pentacles, and you're just holding on tightly. You're holding on to those memories, and without realizing that whatever the state is currently is not for your highest good. The Two of Cups. Yeah, you need to let go. You need to let go of the idea of this being that soulmate connection, because I feel like, yeah, you're constantly going to be juggling. You're constantly going to be, because we have the Two of Wands and the Two of Pentacles together. So there is no clear-cut answer here right now. What the universe is basically trying to tell you to do is close down a chapter that is bringing you so much insecurity and indecisiveness. Okay, because we have the High Priestess, who's usually very quiet. The High Priestess does not talk much. The High Priestess keeps things to herself. Okay, so maybe now is the time for you to just observe, release, and wait for the universe to do its thing. I'm sorry I don't have more for you, but we do have the Nine of Wands here, and we do have the Four of Swords here. This talks about just standing up for yourself and healing. We also have the Star and the Empress. Think about your own growth, because whatever your career path is here right now, I think that needs to be your focus. Okay, I think this is something that is going to bring you that independence that you need, and it's going to make you realize your worthiness, not just in terms of finances, of course, but as a person. And I'm getting very like breadcrumb energy from this. I feel like I don't want you to, you deserve the whole damn bakery, Sag. You don't need someone's breadcrumbs, right? So don't try so hard here, at least during November. All right. I hope I was of help. I'm sorry I couldn't do more, but well, it is what it is. Try and make the most of November. Try and make the most of this beautiful career opportunity coming your way. Okay. Enjoy the month. I will see you soon.